You know, when we built our endosuites, we built not only the ability to telesurgery, but also to put a viewing room in. And I basically made a deal with every patient that came through that we could film everything that was going on, that people could come into this viewing room and view what was going on. And I told every family that they could come into our viewing room anytime they wanted and watch another surgery. So I think it's just with full disclosure and translucency. Patients love this, and more often than not, when I walk out of the operating room with pictures, people will grab their cameras, take a picture, and they post their own pictures up on Facebook immediately of their operation, or at least their families do. It's pretty amazing.
Sandy, did you want to comment?
I address this issue of is the internet your friend? If we don't have presence on the internet, we cannot contribute to our reputations. If I go to the online now and Google my name, and everybody should so that they know what comes up, the first thing that comes up is my Twitter account. Not what papers I wrote, not what chapters I wrote, well, not what I do. That's after the doctor evaluation sites. The first thing that comes online is your Twitter account. If we do not participate in Web 2.0, which means we are contributing to the web, we have no control about what is seen about us online. So if all we do is the traditional, on paper work, we don't worry about the internet, we don't worry about social networking, we do our own work. People are talking about us, describing, our reputation is not in our hands. We have to be aware of what's going on online. We have to be aware about social media. Otherwise, we have no control over our reputations. And that's also very important. There's a lot of, and Susanna probably knows about this, there are a lot of ways to protect online reputations, to contribute to online reputations. You cannot leave it in the hands of websites that make money out of rating positions. So you can't ignore it. You have to participate in somehow. And I'm not sure exactly how to participate in reputation protection, but certainly have to participate in social networking to be available in that space where we are being evaluated.
Yeah, and I would say that at least from the first point you made, when you search for someone's name, especially on Google and Bing, there's a lot of algorithms that go into that on the back end. And those are trade secrets, so we don't know exactly what goes into them. But we've done experiments in the technical world to sort of figure out what's the best way to make a website. And a lot of things Google looks at are timeliness of posting, regularity of posting, sites that you link to, and sites that link to you is all goes into what's your page rank score. And that really helps you come up high in the search results. And so Twitter is a great way to build up your reputation on Google because it's a site that Google trusts. It's very easy to post to regularly. It's very timely because the postings are very easy to do. If you only have 140 characters, you don't need to compose a new thesis sentence. Your thesis sentence pretty much is your post. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is if you're having trouble finding specific articles, and I have to say this, I went to school for the degree in information management, and the other degree that's parallel to us are librarians for library information studies. I have to say, talk with your librarians. They're masters of search. Online search is something they teach a lot in their program, but if you don't want to go visit the library, if you go to Google Scholar, which is just at scholar.google.com, that actually limits the sources that Google will search from to only peer-reviewed articles that are available online. So that's the other suggestion, is that doing a general Google search, yes, is how most people will find things, but if you're doing research, Google Scholar is a great starting point. So that's what.
Okay, thank you. We have time, I think, for one more question, about 30 minutes over.
I'm just intrigued on the comment about how valuable Twitter is. One of the great things that college has done is create the portal or find a physician, and I get hit on that every week, right after my clinic, because some of the new patients that were referred to me, they look me up on the ACS. So I'm very curious if anybody happens to know whether or not the Twitter account on the college's website is more facile at sucking patients in to identify you as opposed to their original find physician page.
Good question. I was trying to look at the number of hits and how that worked on Twitter before coming related to the college website, but couldn't actually figure it out. I don't know if you want to comment, Phil?
I don't, but I promise you, we'll tweet it back to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll tweet it back. Listen, I want to thank all the panelists for just a really incredible session. I want to thank the audience for being here. I want to thank personally Dr. Glick for all the work that he put into this. He did a tremendous job. Lastly, I want to thank the college for allowing us to put on this expert panel, and I want you to have a good evening.